give a flavor of how multinational corporations exist around the world, we'll travel first to Hong Kong, which is the former British colony, now a special administrative region in China, followed by Macau, which is the former Portuguese colony, now a special administrative region in China. From there, we'll go to Andorra, a small country that's situated high in the Pyrenees Mountains between Spain and France.
From Europe, we'll head to South America and visit Argentina. From there, we'll head to Australia. And lastly, we'll go back to Asia and visit the People's Republic of China.
And nothing says international companies like Starbucks in China here. For that matter, 7-Eleven. A lot of American companies doing business across the world. Here we are in Macau. Starbucks. It was the CEO of Starbucks who said China is the #1 destination for growth for Starbucks coffee. I have a feeling he's right. American companies like McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and Kentucky Fried Chicken are all here in Europe. And all those profits, well, let's talk about that.
Esso over there selling gas. Back when I was a kid, Esso was a big name in the U.S., but at one point they got bought out or merged with another company. It became ExxonMobil. They could no longer use the name Esso in the U.S., but in lots of other countries they still can. So here in Andorra, little principality between France and Spain, essentially the equivalent of Genovia. But in Andorra they call it Esso, and that means probably that it's owned by the same company, ExxonMobil, which means if I buy gas there should be some profits going to the company that I'm a shareholder in, ExxonMobil, because I own some of that. The question is, are those profits ever going to get back to me? Because we're in a different country here, and there are rules governing the transfer of that money. That's one of the big issues today, is when companies are no longer just in America. They're no longer an American company. Now they're multinational companies. They can be all over the world. There's a McDonald's I passed along the way here. So what happens? What's the tax rate to the profits made in this country on the profits brought back to the U.S.? That becomes controversial because it's very tempting, if you're going to lose all your money in the U.S. by bringing it back, to just leave it in these foreign countries. So in many respects, there's not much difference to them. So, and they can grow and they can prosper and they can wait until U.S. tax policy allows them to move their profits back to the U.S. much more freely, much more cheaply.
See Coca-Cola. It's everywhere here in Argentina. Shell is here too. That's important because we have American companies that are investing in Argentina, although unfortunately not very much. That's a real problem here because it's American companies that have capital, or European companies. Most of the Argentinian companies don't have a lot of capital, and that causes, capital is necessary for economy to grow. And it's interesting because it is Shell and McDonald's are where you can find free Wi-Fi here, so you can find things that are important to Americans in Argentina, but the Argentinian companies aren't investing that kind of capital in that infrastructure. Now, one of the reasons why there aren't very many American companies is because of government policies here in Argentina. Their feeling is if an American company is making profits off of Argentinians, then the government of Argentina, for the common good, deserves some of that profits. So every time a company does well, they find the government starts to exploit anything that they do, any of the profits that they make. Here in Argentina, it seems that profit is almost a dirty word. Of course, they do have a socialist president right now, but the problem is you're never going to get your return on your investment. As an American, I have no interest in investing in Argentinian businesses because I understand that the chances of a return on that investment is pretty limited.
You know, down here in Australia, I've been amazed. Very little for sale signs. An occasional for lease sign, but most of them end up saying they're leased. Construction clearly is booming in this town. Here we are in Sydney, of course. Hungry Jack looks a lot like Burger King, but clearly it's not. It's Jack. So in Australia, Woolworths is a grocery store. But one thing they don't sell there, beer, wine, and spirits. That's a separate store, usually right next to a grocery store. But beer, wine, and spirits can't be sold along with groceries in Australia. If my kids wanted to be in stores like Gucci or Prada, well, they would have come along with me on this trip. I'm sure that's why they're not here, and they don't want me to go here. I gotta tell you, a few things I didn't expect to see in China. Take a look around here. Yeah, I expected to see police. I did not expect to see Gucci. Unbelievable. And there's Hermes right next door. That's not what you think of when you think of China. We think of communism. But I got to tell you, I'm rethinking that. Here's a couple of stores I did not go in. H&M, Choice, Sephora. Yeah, this is communist China? I don't know. I don't see that. Unbelievable.